there's no cookie cutter approach between how many streams an artist had and how many tickets they're going to sell. And I saw that in both like live shows and throughout the streaming space. Like in live shows, you know, I see so often we get this new artist and you look at it and we're working on the marketing side of it and we're going to go, oh, it's going to absolutely blow out. And I'm not going to name any names here, but you know, millions and sometimes even like billions of like streams globally, huge like stinks on Love Island, all those sort of shows, like, you know, when people really recognize the songs, Radio 1 A-list, all that sort of side of things. And yeah, they'll put tickets on sale and, you know, you'll sell a few hundred tickets and you're thinking, how? Like, this makes no sense. And then on the flip side of that, you'll see so many artists that have cultivated a live fan base, you know, that have put the work in, that have played loads of venues, pub venues, club venues in their local cities. And then, you know, they might only have 5,000 monthly listeners, but of those monthly listeners, you know, 4,000 might buy tickets across the whole regional tour. And we see it so often, and you know, we have all these conversations internally, like, how can we forecast this? And I just think it's so hard and to forecast ticket sales without knowing sort of how invested an artist is. And I think it's something that's changed a lot in the business since, you know, streaming. Because obviously in the early days, and this is me sort of talking from my gut here, people would buy CDs, buy vinyl, I guess even buy MP3s, but now you're just paying for this $9.99 a month, and that allows you to listen to anything at all. So you're not actually investing directly in an artist. And it's why quite often we'll see that, you know, more niche genres, so I know like in the metal sphere or in like the sort of techno and electronic sphere where fans will kind of buy and engage from local record stores, will buy and engage from, you know, Bandcamp. They have actual direct correlation. It's those sort of fans. And I think my advice in this sort of area is looking at who's investing in your kind of career in that way. And I think we always used to have these conversations last year when I spent a lot of time looking at live streamed events as well. And, you know, people were making all these forecasts. Oh, you'll sell X amount of tickets because, and essentially it's how many tickets you sell in London, you know, / you know, how many monthly listeners you have. And every time it'd be blown out the water. We had this artist called Toby Nwigwe who just nailed his campaign. Like he'd released this record called The Pandemic Experience. It was visually stunning. Streams weren't really there, but he'd really built a brand around this visual record. I think he just got a placement with Apple Music on a big ad in the States. And yeah, he kind of came to us, he's like, look, I want to do a stream. It's called The Pandemic Experience. And we were like, yeah, great, wicked. We weren't really expecting anything from it. And, you know, he sold in the sort of tens of thousands of tickets for this event. And you're looking at it going, you've got 400,000 monthly listeners. X artist here is, you know, hasn't sold sort of anywhere near as much. And I think it kind of goes back to my point, like, you should always focus on those fans that are buying and investing in your career.